During this week, the market activity has been shaped by news on coronavirus. At the same time, some statistical data have had a particular influence on the market. In our new video review, we will find out which economic data will be of primary importance early next week. On Monday, China will report on its consumer price index and producer price index. On the background of the news, traders can switch to riskier assets. According to the forecast, in January, the consumer price index rose by 4.9% on a yearly basis. At the same time, the producer price index advanced by 0.1%. If the forecast comes true, next trading week will start with a skyrocketing demand for risky assets. On Tuesday, during the European session, the UK is expected to unveil its GDP report for the fourth quarter. Besides, we should also take into account that the Bank of England has revised its economic forecast and decided to keep the key rate unchanged. Such news made traders focus on the British pound. According to the preliminary estimates, the indicator increased by 1% in the given period. However, some analysts expect a smaller rise and even stagnation. Thus, on Tuesday, we can find out which of the two predictions will be confirmed. On Wednesday, the Australian dollar will be influenced by economic reports from Australia. The Reserve Bank of Australia has finally admitted risks to the stable economic growth that were caused by the wildfires and the Chinese economic slowdown. The fact is that China is the main consumer of Australia's raw materials. Moreover, the regulator has cut its economic estimates and admitted the necessity of the key interest rate cut. Thus, the Australian dollar lost ground amid the news. On Wednesday, Westpac will publish the consumer sentiment data. Analysts suppose that the indicator rose in the given period. However, the data will have only a short-term positive effect on the Australian dollar. Traders are recommended to open short positions when the dollar rises. Apart from the above-said events, it would be a good idea to take notice of other important reports. On Monday, the European Union will publish data on the Investor Confidence Index. Besides, Canada will report on its construction sector. On Tuesday, the UK GDP data is due for release. Also, the UK is expected to release its trade activity report and industrial production figures. On Wednesday, market participants will be focused on the meeting results of the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Tikhina. We wish you profitable deals.